What are you saying, Hector? You're saying hello and welcome to the next instalment of Cold Blooded Sports. Oh, that must be the spot right there, eh? So hello and welcome to another video. I am at home. As you can see, I am currently working on setting up some stuff for Facebook and other things. There is a couple of things that I never managed to get into the video, Tuesday's video, and that pretty much was the overspill of the work, how much work we had managed to get done. Now the time lapses were heavily edited. Now obviously I understand that you guys don't want to see me basically my ass a blur the entire time that we're doing any sort of time lapses, but obviously it kind of gives you an indication of how busy we actually are when we're in the store. Obviously if someone is trying to call the store or someone is trying to get an answer from us for a piece of equipment or whatever else, it does give you an idea of how busy we actually can be. So one of the things I actually did right at the end of the day on Pamela did the sizing guide was, while I was waiting in Pamela, because she had a lot of stuff to do, I actually did a disc review of the new white disc. So what I'll do is I'll try and put that in now, and then I'll jump to us obviously in the future, and then obviously back in the store. But this will do just now for an intro, since I have been very lazy and forgot to do intros the last couple of times we've did videos. So anyway, sit back, relax and enjoy this video. So while we're waiting on Pamela, as usual, apparently now, because she said that she was going to do something on the camera, she's now developed another job that she's got to do. So I thought I would actually maybe talk to you for a couple of seconds here. The new disc seems to be running quite well. We have used about an inch of the disc already, and it seems to be sharpening quite smooth, the edges retain quite well. Usually the yellow disc is the disc that we would use, and that's an aerospace disc with aerospace engineering stuff in it as far as I'm aware, but this one is a softer compound and it seems to be cutting at a cooler temperature, so when you're sharpening the steels aren't warming up as much as it maybe would with the yellow disc. Now one of the things that I am actually noticing is it is very smooth, but you have to be very precise with it. If you're not precise with it, what tends to happen is you do get a little bit of burning marks on them. With it regards to your finishing passes, oil and stuff like that is usually quite good to use, or sometimes even if you want to use the polishing compound and the oil as a combination to be able to get it a wee bit smoother for additional glide. What I have found myself is the edge retention quality is quite good. I have been on my steels that I sharpened a couple of days ago now, 3 or 4 skates now, and the skate steel is still sharp. Obviously you're still having to hone it after every skate or before every skate just to make sure it's just there or thereabouts, but they genuinely feel as if they last longer actually than the yellow disc, which is good. With regards to how many sharpenings I can get out of, say for example, a radius, if I then set the radius of the stone and I do a sharpening, usually you find if you've got 10 skates at 3/8 for example, you would maybe only usually get maybe about 4 before you had to reset the stone with the yellow one, because the yellow one can be quite porous and it can take on obviously polish, it can take on any discrepancies, any dirt, any rust, things like that, and the oil that you're going to be using to get your finishing pass. So after that you usually find that around about the 4th pair of skates you have to reset the stone, so you're usually only getting about 4 sets before you have to reset it. With this white one, my record so far is 8 pairs, and that was 8 at 3/8 of an inch, which is quite good. Obviously then that means that the retention of the shape is quite good on this disc, which is obviously a good selling point for that disc as well. Obviously we're not paid to say this, we're not paid in any way or sponsored by Blademaster or any other company at the moment. We're obviously just taking this at face value and trying them to see what's the differences of them are. Obviously being someone that's sharpened skates for over 14 years, I've got a good understanding of the discs, I've got a good understanding of my machine, and I know obviously there's certain idiosyncrasies that come with the discs, like example being if you have a purple disc, which is apparently the top spec disc or one of the top spec discs, is a lot more expensive than others. It's the same kind of price as a yellow disc. You usually find the shape stays, but it tends to burn the steel after a little bit of time. Oh, hello, she's here. Well, thanks very much, she's interrupting my video. So what I mean by that is after maybe 2 or 3 shippings, you'll find that it will be so porous that it will take on dirt, or it will gum up a little bit and there'll be a burn mark on your steels. Now that's obviously not what you're looking for. You're having to then reset every 2nd or 3rd steel that you're doing, which again isn't really good because you're burning through your discs so much quicker. With regards to this disc, the white one that I'm using at the moment, it tends to find the shape is a lot better and the cutting is just as good as it is usually. I would probably say you can just get a bit away with your 1/8 sharpen. The shape is retaining, which is good. It saves you money as well, because usually what you'll find is again, if you're having to buy a disc somewhere in the region of £60-70 per disc, you usually find that obviously you don't want to have to reset it all the time. And I know that obviously there is some people out there that won't reset their disc, and everybody gets pot luck when it comes to the sharpening. It could be a 3/8, it could be a 1/2 inch or a 7/16 or whatever it is, and that's going to be their standard stock sharpening. In Cold Blooded Sports, if you know exactly what you take on your grind, we will give you exactly what you ask for. If you ask for a 1-inch radius, you'll get a 1-inch radius. If you ask for an 1/8 radius, you'll get an 1/8. It's just how we do it. It's how we've always done it. It's to give everyone that opportunity to try all of the different grinds and give everybody the option of if they need to go sharper or if they need to go less, instead of just saying, oh, it's all we do is a 5/8 and that's it. That's all you get stuck with. So we are one of the lucky ones, I suppose, that are in the position that we can actually offer that service, whereas there is other people in the surrounding areas that don't do that. Went to the shop, came back with juice and chocolate for you.
Thanks.
You know how you're grumpy unless you get your chocolates fixed and stuff like that. So one of the days we used to be able to go to the shop with a £5 and come back with change. That was £20 odd.
Oofed. Well, good afternoon. It is Tuesday the 17th of September. It is 2:40. No, it's not, it's 1:40, sorry, I can't read the clock. And it's been really busy since we opened up. We are patiently waiting on our CCM delivery, which is due this evening, apparently between 16:41 and 17:41. We're kind of hoping it speeds up because we're kind of needing some stuff. Today our plans are, Stephen's got millions of repairs to do on shins and elbows and God knows all what, and I have got to finalise these uploads for the website, so we'll get them done. Anything else today, Stephen?
Watch you trying to make videos, which is hilarious.
Well, don't ask me to make videos and then criticise me.
I'm not criticising you, I'm just saying that it takes a bit of encouragement to get Pamela to get interested in this. That's all. I've got a new setting in the camera as well.
Ooh, what's that?
So it's meant to be 4K, so we've upped the resolution. After how many years have I had the GoPro?
I got it for you before COVID.
Yeah, so we've had the GoPro for all of this time, and I only just watched a video on how to actually work the GoPro. So I have I had a problem with it before, where basically what happened was the screen we were shooting in 4K, but I had to stretch it in Final Edit, and it kind of reduced the quality of the image. So what I've now did is I've managed to get it at 4K but full size. So I finally looked at.
Is that epic?
Yeah, that's epic. I've said it as epic just so it's like an epic
episode.
Yes, exactly. So apparently it's going to be a higher quality video, which is going to take longer to edit, which is also going to take longer to upload, but it's one of the things where I would rather have better quality images instead of wee shaky hands here.
Don't criticise me shaky hands after it's finally got to grips with it.
Is that right? Aye. So what else is the plan then? What's the latest website update? Did you get any of that stuff finished that you said you were going to get finished at the weekend?
It's nearly done. I never did it at the
weekend. Saying that the people that are watching, the viewers, have been knowing this for the last 40.
Do you know how many lines is on this spreadsheet?
Don't know.
3,500 lines of products. Coding.
Yes.
On 2 separate spreadsheets.
I'll come over here so that you're actually in. I'm in. You're at it. I know.
Anyway, we'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.
So as we've seen in the previous video, I managed to get one glove done, which is good so far. And now I have to start on the second glove, which is a nightmare. As we can see, it is pretty rough around the edges, specifically here. So there is going to have to be a wee bit extra sewing done there. Realistically, the glove is actually not in that bad a shape, if I'm being honest. It's well broken in. This part has to be cut out here, and then obviously the actual palm itself has to be put in place, but that's not really that hard of a job, if I'm honest. it's just more time consuming more than anything. So I'm going to get myself set up and get organised, and I'll get this done. I won't bore you with the time lapse. We'll try and see if we can cut back on the time lapses as much as possible. Only use them as fillers when we're really busy and we can't get anything done or shot. So obviously Pamela is dealing with customers. This is her in her natural habitat here. Back to me texting.
On your new desk.
So you're saying that we've got some
feedback from the white discs.
Okay.
Jamie Dykes, who is a good customer of ours, he was giving us some feedback, and his feedback says that a bit better glide than the other ones, but much the same, no complaints at all.
That's usually quite good then if the customers aren't really noticing that much of a difference in the quality. Obviously the disc, like we said originally, or you've seen earlier on when I started kind of doing the review on the disc is obviously a cheaper model of disc. It's a different compound, but at the same point, if it's still producing a sharpening that's good quality edges, the same as the yellow disc but slightly better glide, that's obviously what we're aiming for. We're aiming for as smooth as possible so that you can get as much glide and as much, how would I put it, performance out of your sharpenings. So here we are, it is nearly 4 o'clock and we are obviously still working away in the shop. This glove that I've been doing the repair on is ready to get thrown in the bin because I'm getting fed up with it. Pam's working away frantically on the website. How are you getting on?
I'm nearly done. I just need to put the neck skates on and then I'm done.
What neck skates?
The CCM neck skates.
Sarcasm.
Ah.
Did you write that? How many sweary words have you been muttering under your breath with the new site?
It's not the site, it's a spreadsheet.
So the new site that we're working on, usually what happens is you would go on and put every individual product on, but with this new one there's a spreadsheet upload, and basically Pamela has a spreadsheet that's how many cells deep so far?
It's 1,225 lines long.
So it's 1,225, and this is not the only one that she's done. She's already.
This is just CCM.
This is just the CCM product. So basically, for every single variant of CCM product, you've got like senior, junior, youth, intermediate, small, medium, large, all that kind of stuff. And there's a variant for every single one of them. We'll show you what I mean. So we'll go over Pam's shoulder as she has a wee look at it. So as you can see on here, there is size on J. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I can't point.
So on J, so this is your 3 options. So you've got whatever the age is, whether it's senior, junior, intermediate or youth, the size and the colour, obviously, and then the category that it comes under. This is the price in the middle. True just means that it's being published. This is the description. So if I show you, that's the description there, and then you've got this is the slug, so this is what comes up when it says www.coldbodysports.com / that's the slug, and then that's the title of the product. These all have to match so that they stay in the one product, and obviously you've got all the variations over here. So I've just copied the FT67s over to use them as a base for now doing next skates, because they'll come in senior, intermediate, junior and youth. Take out the sizes I don't need and change the prices, so that because it's already set up, I've just copied the lines in. So once I've done this, it's ready to go on. Then I've a figure skate one to do. And
then the only other thing that she's got to do after that is there's pictures that has to go on for the products.
That's it. It's the only thing that needs to get added. I think there is a way of pasting in a link, but it has to come from an image bank somewhere, and it's not pulling from our old website, so it's better just to go on and add them.
So my query would be for that one is what happens if we take away the old website? Will the image still be there?
No. Yes, the image will still be there. So what Shopify does is it captures the images that you're uploading and it changes them into their
format.
It's not even a format, it becomes a part of the web page.
Right, okay.
So that it's the way that it embeds it onto the sites. It doesn't post it on as like a JPEG or a PNG. It posts it on as, I think it's like an ASPX or something. I'm not very sure what that means. but it's not as the common images that you'd be able to download back off of our site. It kind of embeds it all part of the site, so it won't continue to grab it from our old site because it creates its own image, and so it links to its own image.
That's quite cool. It's quite in depth.
Some of when I've been putting the spreadsheets in, some of the spreadsheets has been pulling the images off of the old site, but the old site's royally crashed, so we really need to get this up and live now, because the old site's not functioning at all now, so we need it scrubbed.
Is it totally not working now?
Well, that's about 3 or 4 people that have phoned through. It says can't go on your website, server's crashing out, can't go on your website, server's crashing out, so we just need it gone. It needs to go. It's got to be done.
There has been maintenance that's been kind of regularly being done on the existing site, just to obviously try and keep it up and running at the moment, but for whatever reason it just doesn't want to work, so obviously abandon ship with that one. We'll just stop working on that and then start working on the new one.
So the new one's nearly ready to go. Once I get this spreadsheet up, we effectively can send it live, because that's all Scott that was waiting on. Even if it doesn't have images, we can still send it live, because people will still be able to go on and look and buy and whatever else. Just add the images as quickly as we can. But it means we can transfer it to something that's actually going to work, rather than having a site that doesn't work. I'd rather have a site that works with no images than a site that doesn't work, that doesn't show you anything. So that's the plan. Once I get this up tonight, I've got another couple hours to work on the figure skate one, which I'll try and get finished on Friday morning, or maybe tomorrow afternoon, depends on how busy we are tomorrow night. Tuesday seems to be the only days I actually get to do work in here. I try to put my head down and get through as much as possible. Wednesday nights are usually pretty busy. Fridays and Saturdays are a no-go. They're just too busy.
That's why I'm sitting with the things over there still putting the palms on them, because like I say, Tuesday, as Pam's just said there just now, Tuesdays are the day where we do usually get our repairs done. So if you need repairs done on your equipment, bring them in on a Tuesday. Most of the time we'll have time to be able to do them. Further than that, you might be waiting a wee while.
A couple of phone inquiries today, a few email inquiries, a couple of messages. We are still waiting on our CCM box. It's due in anytime now. It was 1641 to 1741, so but we've got a safe drop zone at home, so we'll just drop it in front of the camera, so that'll be fine. So yeah, we're just waiting on that coming in. Then we've got a wee figure skate order to put together. We're still waiting on the overtures. They're due in at the end of the month. They're currently on a ship, floating their way to us. Got a wee bits and pieces of Warrior to do, but we've just done an order, so we'll probably hang off as long as we can on that one. I know that there's some people waiting in steels, and we'll probably refresh the JRZ seals we've got up there as well.
We only have one set of jerseys left at the moment, which I think are 280. Or it might 272, 271, 272.
I think.
It sounds silly, but there is a difference between a Bauer and a steel and a CCM steel. They're exactly the same size, but they class them as 271 and 272. CCM always seem to have 1 mil shorter, but they're
on some of the sizes.
Yeah, on some of the sizes, like
it always matches.
280 always matches 288 and 287, which is the next size up. So it's every second size. It's kind of different.
255.
Yeah.
263s, I think, are 263s.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah.
Yep, and then you get 271s and 272s. So
then it throws you completely with the goalie sizings, like the 266s and stuff like that. There's a pair of them I still need, by the way. But anyway, I'll speak to you that off camera about that one. Again, I'll speak to you off camera about that one.
Where's that for?
Yeah, okay. Right, anyway, I'll get back to my work. Pam will let her get back to her stuff, and as Pam says, I'll go and give a piece. So, end of day Tuesday, managed to get most of my stuff done apart from finishing off the gloves. I'm going to have to spend a wee bit of time on them tomorrow. We had a mad rush just at the last minute, or the last half an hour, 40 minutes of the shop. Obviously we open 12 until 5 on a Tuesday, and from 4:30 till 5 o'clock I've been pretty much on the machine the entire time. Just having a quick check of the time now, it is 5:57, just literally off the machine now with stuff that had to be done for tomorrow. So things I've got sitting waiting to get done: these elbow pads have been given in and I need to put some new straps on them, basically repair them. So as you can see, this part here is going to need to be replaced, which is relatively straightforward. Obviously some new elastic on them as well. I've got a set of Jofa 5500 shins that are going to need to get fixed as well. Again, it's going to be another case of looking at replacing the elastics. A couple couple of sharpenings that needing to be done as well for Thursday, so we'll get them done tomorrow when we come back in. So it's Wednesday the 18th of September and it is 4:37 PM. Believe it or not, the sun is splitting the trees. Right enough, we are in the back of the car park area of my store, so you'll not necessarily get to see as much sun as, well, maybe the front. The front is a bit of a sun trap. The door hasn't been opened and the shutter hasn't been lifted yet because it's way too early for that yet. We are, well, I am in the store. Pam has just literally went to the store to post a letter, and we'll be back. She's away for change as well because we ran out of pound coins yesterday. So yes, as you can see, it is shut's still down, but the sun is blinding. It's very warm today in Scotland, which is unusual. Usually it's absolutely freezing or it's chucking it down with rain. So today's jobs, straight away, I'm going to get onto this, try and get this finished as quickly as I can, and then obviously there will be some sharpenings and stuff like that in, and obviously I've got to then get on to replacing the straps on these. We may have an impromptu interview tonight, which is going to be Ross Conley, but that depends if Ross actually knows how to work his phone and get back to me. He originally did say to me last week that he would be coming, but hey, you never know. Ross is one of these guys but just never answers the phone, so we'll see how tonight goes. So Pamela,
Oh, Stephen.
what is our new epic update that we have?
Well, I'd like to show you that we have a new live website, but it's still being switched over from the server domain company, so it can take 40 hours for it to go properly live. So hopefully by Friday,
by the time this is out on Friday, hopefully we should have a fully functioning website again.
We should have a fully functioning website, although I may have cocked up some of the collections, which is how things are grouped, categories, so I'm just going to fix these. But please be aware that not all the images will be on, because that is something we're going to be working through over the next kind of week or two. We're going to be doing it together, and it'll be as fast as we can do it, but obviously we've got other things going on, so bear with us. The images will go there eventually, but we're nearly there. The line is in sight. Next one's a goalie one. It's not done yet,
And I start another job soon, so there will be a wee bit of upheaval with regards to the store. What I mean by that is for the training times, where I'm actually going to be working and training at the same time. I don't mean on ice, I mean like training to like get my qualifications for the job that I'm doing. I will be not in the store. So more than likely happen is on Monday and Tuesday. Monday we're not going to be open anyway. Tuesday I'll be at training. Wednesday I'll probably be opened in the Wednesday night, all being well, depending if I have to do back shift. Thursday will obviously be closed anyway. Friday I'll be here probably from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which means that there will be no services from 12 until 3, and then obviously I'll catch up on the services then. On the Saturdays I'll pretty much be back to normal, and then obviously depending if I have to do back shifts at any point for the training, which could be an upheaval of around about 6 to 8 weeks, which is obviously not ideal when you run your own business, but needs must because you guys go elsewhere for your equipment and don't come to us, so that's why I need another job. So anyway, obviously one of the things that we're kind of working towards right now is this website being up and running, and obviously, as Pam said, there is going to be some of the images that are not going to be on the products. We will be, however, working on that 24 hours a day, round the clock, to try and make sure that we can get that done. Remember, there is only 2 of us, and now both of us will have another job, and obviously we will still be trying to kind of keep up to date with things. Obviously, it's not ideal, the fact of having to take on another job, but with the current economic climate, everything's got a little bit expensive, and obviously we need some extra cash, because obviously Pam decided she wants to have a massive party on the 8th of November. It's good to see that you're involved in this conversation.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the things I got wrong yesterday. I'm trying to rush those uploads. It's not just my massive party, it's a wedding.
It's her wedding, her day. She's turned into Bridezilla.
I have not!
See, Bridezilla.
Have you looked at it recently?
But anyway, there is a CCM order that has to be brought in and unboxed. It is now 4:55. I'm nearly finished the fingers on the gloves. I have 2 fingers left and then the wrist area to sew together, which hopefully shouldn't take me that much longer because I don't think my fingers could take it anymore. I've actually stabbed myself in the hand so many times with the Speedy Stitcher. It would be ideal if they had enough money to go and buy like a £7,000 saddling machine that would be able to do this for me, but hey, I'll just do it by hand at the moment since we're poor. Anyway, I'll go and get the order in and then we can get it unboxed. So Mrs. Stabby here has a Stanley knife. She's obviously going to open up the order. It's not the biggest of orders, but hey, it's an order, which is good.
It's the start of hopefully many.
It's the start of hopefully many for this season. So what have we got in the orders then?
We have helmets. Hopefully lots of them. We've got another order behind it that's our stock, so this is just customer orders. And then we've got some more of the 70s coming in. We'll eventually have some more 210s. We're going to have the 310s.
720s as well.
Yeah, 720, that's for Willie, and that's for Callum. And I can't remember who these are for. I'm sure there's smalls too, but I don't see who the smalls are. Maybe he's not got any. And then we'll get some more in this week as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I will label these up and I will let the customers know. Would you like to have a look at the shiny new 720?
That would be really nice to have a wee look at the new shiny 720.
So, 720.
This is a 710 upgrade.
Yep, and it has the Nest Tech, so it's the hexagonal.
Oh, that's very nice.
So
That's from the tax range, obviously the top of the range tax range, which is a Tax X that has some of that in it.
Yeah, so that's basically to provide ventilation, but to have the security of a stiff padding as well. It's obviously got the D30 foam in it, which is the bright orange foam, which is the impact resistance, and it's very light, a nice light helmet. And that's obviously through the Nest Tech that cuts that weight down.
I'm trying to kind of get you in the camera here because
I'm short.
Yes.
So yeah, very nice helmets. It's got the traditional go faster flaps. There you go, see, go faster flaps. And it adjusts forward to back, that's its biggest, so it goes in and out. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
So yeah, very nice. Obviously then the one above that's the 910 and the one below that's the 310.
But is the 910 going to be getting replaced? Is it going to be a 920?
I don't know, there was a little hint led to me when I was talking about helmets on the phone to the supplier, and they said there's some new exciting things coming next year, so draw your own conclusions as to what that's going to be. Now they've replaced the 720, was at the tail end of last year, so that this is the first.
No, they replaced the 710 with the 720.
720, yeah, that's what I meant. So they've replaced obviously the 710 and the 720. So my guesstimate is that the 310, maybe the 910, maybe the 210, maybe some of them, if not all of them, might be due a wee upgrade next year. Hello everyone! So another item that we unboxed tonight is the Jackson Mystique. This is in for a customer for his daughter, and these are a really nice, good stiff boot. So it's still in a beginner boot, but it's a good stiff boot that's kind of on par to like the Antares, Motivo, and it's a nice boot to get you started. It's got the Ultima blades on them, and it's got the kind of Jackson Mystique motif, and it's the kind of traditional sort of Jackson heel that's in them. You can get them at Cold Body Sports.
Right,
Bye!
so how was the shop today then?
In pandemonium. There you go, there's another beep.
Well, we need to beat that out.
Mental.
So obviously earlier on we were hoping to try and get the gloves finished. I got them finished. I'll show a wee video of them as well.
I absolutely got it all done.
We were just too busy tonight.
Far too busy.
It's unusual.
I did answer the phone though. Hey!
Hey, we're getting there. So we're actually set up for Ross's interview. He's sitting there ready to go. So
Studying.
He's studying the questions, which I haven't studied yet myself. So
You
obviously,
should know them the same questions I used for David.
yeah, the same questions that I use for Matt Haywood and Jordan Boesser. So just quickly, as you can see, there you go. The new gloves are, well, I say new gloves, the palms are in the gloves, ready to go for tomorrow night's training. So finally, now there's another casualty. Obviously, stabbed myself in the finger about 4 times, was bleeding everywhere, but hockey tape plasters work. So anyway, that is it for this video. Take it easy. We'll catch you on the next one.